All right, we're going to try this again as soon as everybody comes back in. Am I back? I don't know. I'll have to wait for you guys to tell me if I'm back or not. Well, what a day. Let me know if you're still having problems, because there's no way for me to know until I hear from you. Run into the headquarters. Headquarters. Looks like you're the only one that made it back. According to my control down here, there's only one person watching. And it ain't me. That control doesn't seem to turn it down. It's weird. Strange. Okay, thanks. Reset to defaults. No, I don't want to reset to defaults. I clicked the button. Accident law. All right, now I don't know. I don't know what to do. Should I take another ferry flight? I like the ferry flights better because there's less acrobatics to do. You just fly straight there and land. Nick's in the house. Hey, Nick, how's it going? So I'm thinking about a ferry flight, another ferry flight. See if there's any real short ones. Mr. Wild needs an aircraft to Troutdale. Well, we can go to Troutdale. Distance and fuel. 133 pounds of fuel should be good. We've got clouds. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. Okay, so it's a short trip. We're going to depart going across there, and then it's just a quick little right turn, left turn, and down you go, Bob. We can do that. We can do that. I love this game, but I'm not good at it. Yeah, well, I'm not talking. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks, Scorp. Actually, believe it or not, these silly little missions and these tutorials are harder than actually flying in the first place. You know, I was flying 747s and Airbus 320s and having to do all the flipping and switching and figuring and calculating and all that stuff. I didn't have this much trouble. It took a lot more studying. You had to study. And I missed soup du jour altogether. After all this. No soup du jour today. It's time. All right, I'm going to do another code red, as I think my blood sugars have been kind of low lately. I don't know why. I better check first, though. Before I pop it open. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Let's see if we can get a pop out of this. Ooh, that was a good one. It wasn't all that psh, but the pop was loud. Oh, Oh, cold and refreshing. Little sparkle to it. And some caffeine in addition. All right, let's get this show on the road. Another Diet Dr. Pepper. I've been holding back on a Dr. Pepper because I only had one box of them, and they're almost gone. Doesn't take long. Well, it's been a few months, but still. Is it snowy? Is this snow? Where in the hell am I that it's snow on the ground? I must be on Mount You're Screwed. Control E will start me off.
Hi, it's Ashley, the maintenance supervisor.
Hi,
Thanks for
Ashley.
taking care of this ferry flight.
Okay.
Today's job involves getting this 172 Skyhawk to Portland Troutdale as soon as possible. The owner had to get his aircraft repaired over there. Now that it's fixed, he needs someone to fly it back to him. He is already waiting for it. His name's Mr. Michael Wild.
Aha.
Fly safe, pilot.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. All right, let's see if I can get an announcement this time. It worked this time.
44 Oscar Romeo traffic Cessna November 84348 is taxiing to runway 26.
See, I got screwed the last time. I had it set up correctly. It just didn't let me do. Oh, look, we're blowing snow. We're a snow blower. Holy smokes. And it wants me to drive right through that damn tree right there. Do I do it? Let me take the brake off. Give it some power. I got to stop and hold short, so we're stopping and holding short. Do I go through the tree? Oh, if this gives me a wreck, I'm going to be mad. It did? That torques me.
44 Oscar Romeo traffic Cessna November 84348 is taxiing to runway 26.
That's not right. That is not right. Okay, hang on. Hang on. It won't let me turn. How come I can't turn? Well, I'm going to hit that damn tree again because I can't turn. It wouldn't let me. Is it because of the snow? Oh, no. It's not letting me turn. What is going on?
44 Oscar Romeo traffic Cessna November 84348 is taxiing to runway 26.
The rudder's not turning. The rudder's not working. My controls aren't working. Okay, the flaps are working. The other one's not working. Oh, great. What the heck did it do? I got to figure out why the rudder's not working. Okay, so now that one I was wanting to do is gone now. Oh man. I don't know if I fixed it. I don't know. Did I fix it? Oh shoot, what's this? What is this? It's all green and stuff. It's a Shrek mobile. And it's dark. I can't fly in the dark. I don't think I'm allowed to. I don't have an instrument rating. Might be doing this for nothing. I hope I'm not losing points for this. That wasn't my fault, that stupid tree in the way. But it wouldn't matter anyway. The rudder wasn't working. All right, let's see if I fixed the rudder.
Captain, thanks for being available. I'm Chris, the hangar manager.
Rudder's working.
Today's orders are to get this 172 Skyhawk over to Woodland State ASAP. This aircraft's just been repaired and the owner needs it flown back to a field near his place.
A field?
His name's Mark Benjamin and he is waiting at the destination to pick it up. Don't take risks. See you.
Mark Benjamin or Benjamin Mark? All right. Well.
7 Sierra Tree traffic Cessna November.
Tree.
77302.
77
is
tree.
taxiing to runway 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I can just see two guys working side by side at a desk. They're both developers. They both got their computers running. And one of them says, okay, what's your job today? Oh, my job today is put them little blue marks in to tell them where they have to travel to. Oh, okay, what's your job today? My job's to put some extra trees and stuff around the airport and stuff to pretty it up. Okay, all right, well, you go on first and put your little blue signs in there, and then I'll throw some trees in and we'll be off and running. So the guy waits till he puts the blue lines in and then puts a tree right in the way and is laughing his ass off and went to lunch. That's what I think. All right, release the brake. And taxi out and stop and hold. Stop and drop and hold your shorts. It does say that, stop and hold shorts. Didn't say stop and drop, it just said stop and hold shorts. So drop them if you got them. Am I supposed to be flying through those clouds? Because I don't have an instrument rating. What kind of mission is this? It's set up to fail. This is almost as bad as the one with the tree in the road. An Irish folded plane because it's green. Now, that little scenario that I just threw out there, I'll bet dimes to donuts that those developers don't do stuff like that. I bet they do. I bet they get bored with what they're doing, and they throw some little something in there, and then just laugh because they know it's going to ruin some poor kid's game trying to play the game. Let's see if they can get through that tree. This is so funny. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd probably do something like that. That's like I read a story about Disney World or Disneyland, and there were guys going around putting little signs up that were kind of off-colored, and then Supposedly you can go through Disneyland and fight all these little off-colored things, you know, like Mickey and Minnie doing a compromised thing in some dark hole of the park. Find it if you can.
7 Sierra Tree traffic Cessna November, 77-tree-02.
Hey,
Taking
Anthony.
off runway 2 departure to the north.
112, or runway 2. Take off, it says. It's telling me to take off. Take off, you hoser. I don't know. This is pretty green. I don't know if I can take off with this or not. I'll drop one flap just because it's kind of a short strip here. Oh, we got cars on the other end. Put the flaps back up. 650 feet it is. All right, 620, 640, 650, fly to Woodland State, climb to 1,600 feet. That we can do. Let me turn the other Garmin on. This is kind of nasty weather, isn't it? I'm kind of scared. Just a little bit. How's it going, Anthony? Code red today, just like Tuesday, I guess, which was yesterday. Hey, did you guys hear that story I told about the post office where Addie ordered a parcel, and it was supposed to be in Portland and North Carolina on the same day, and then it went. It came up from, like I was saying, it came up. It started in California. It worked its way up. We tracked it the whole way. They made it all the way to Portland. Now, once it makes it to Portland, that means that the next morning it brings it to us and we deliver it. So on Friday it said it was in Portland. And then an hour later, it said it was in North Carolina. So over the weekend, it moved from North Carolina to Colorado. And then when I asked her yesterday, she said, well, it's left Colorado, but it doesn't say where it went. And I said, well, the only thing we can do is just wait and see what happens. Well, it got delivered today. So, Addie's got her first job working at Wendy's, and she only works maybe 10, 12 hours a week, because she's still in school, so they can't work her too late. Uh-oh. Darn it. I didn't pay attention to that. I was overheating the engine. I'm going to get dinged on that. Anyway, it's her first job. She's got a little bit of money in the bank. They pay her with direct deposit into this little debit card that she has. It's not a bank card. I don't know what the hell it is. She didn't have a bank card, so they set her up with some kind of little card that they put her money into. But long story a little longer, it's her first Christmas, buying Christmas presents from her first job, and she's all excited. And she ordered this jacket. I guess I can't say that too loud because I don't know who it's for, but then she ordered a couple other things, and she used the wrong address. So thank God this one that was really bad at least had the right address on it, and it got delivered. The other two, I had to call the post office and explain that, you know, we're expecting some parcels that are going to go to the wrong address, but it's the same carrier, so the carrier knows who we are. But it makes her first Christmas quite exciting. So I told you a little while ago that she called me from school. She's calling me every 5 minutes to find out if the package got here. Hey, somebody started a harvest down there. Oh, through here. Hey, that's a pretty lumpy hill right there. Beautiful country. Got some God rays over there. Uh-oh, I got off. Got a little turbulence up here. That's what happens when you get clouds like this. Now that's what they call a blanket of clouds right there. Looks like a blanket just laying over the earth. My personal favorite are the big white fluffy clouds. I like those. I like to lay out on the freshly mowed grass yard, looking up at the sky and watching the clouds go by, trying to pick out things that, you know, you can see, like, oh, there's a rabbit over there, a cloud that has ears on it or something. Call out the lazy days of summer. Now, I don't know where Woodland State is, but I used to live in Woodland, Washington. That's when I was driving truck down to LA. I quit the bank and I started a photography studio. The photography studio was doing pretty good, but I also had a 1-hour photo machine that cost me at the time about 20 grand. And I had a loan on it. And as soon as I started that thing on my business, they threw about 4 or 5 of them all around me. So 4 or 5 of us that had these machines were all trying to make a living and having to share the customers, because they promised me when I signed the contract that they wouldn't put anybody closer than 5 miles to me. Well, they lied, because they put one on every damn corner, and none of us could make money. So I ended up, going out of business. And because the photography, I couldn't make enough money at photography to pay the stupid machine off. So that's when I had a buddy that had 3 semi-trucks, and he only had 2 drivers, and he called me, he says, "You still got your license?" And I said, yeah, I still got my commercial license. And he says, are you willing to drive for me for a couple months? And I said, sure. I'm right in the middle of nothing right now. And that's how I got into driving truck down into LA. While I was looking for other work, I'd drive down to LA 3 or 4 times a week. You know, it's kind of nice flying. I don't know where all the sunshine's coming from. There's no. Where's the sunshine? Oh, must be coming in from that hole in the wall there. Mickey and Minnie on aisle 69. You'll have to look that up. Look up the something to do with Disneyland or like nasty graffiti in Disneyland or something like that. You'd put a tree there and make it invisible. I remember very distinctly my first Christmas on my own. When I was out of high school, I was out of college, and I was working my first job, my first real job, you know, that 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, that kind of a job. I'd had work before that, but it was always work before school or work after school or work during the summer to pay for college. I'd never had a real job that was, you know, 9 to 5. And so I had my first job. I had my first apartment. And living all by myself, just living the high life. And I didn't have a Christmas tree. It was Christmas, no Christmas tree. I bought myself a couple of gifts, and I even wrapped them up. And nobody else gonna buy me anything. And there was a gal that I had a full-time job, but on the side I was bartending for a friend of mine that owned a tavern across the street from my apartment. And I would just go in there and tend bar so he could have enough time to go out and have a decent meal and maybe relax a little bit. And so I'd just come in and take over for him. I wasn't getting paid for it. And it ended up being more. Every time I turned around, he'd be gone a little bit longer. And then sometimes he'd have a drink with dinner. And then sometimes I'd have to send him home and just close the tavern out. But that's another story. One of the gals that bartended there, you know, waited tables, made me a Christmas tree out of a tumbleweed. She took a tumbleweed and sprayed that fake snow on it, and then put a bunch of a little string of lights on it, and a bunch of little doodads that you put on Christmas trees. And it was very small. It was only a couple foot tall. It wasn't a very big tumbleweed. So I set it on my coffee table in my living room, and I put my presents under the coffee table, and that was my Christmas tree for my first Christmas away from home. And so Christmas morning, I went out there and lit a couple candles, made me some eggnog, sat there in my pajamas and opened my own presents. It was great. Best Christmas I ever had. The big river. This is the big mighty Columbia. Eggnog. I still got a carton left from Thanksgiving. We're gonna do, I think I mentioned it already, we're gonna do lasagna for Christmas. By the time Thanksgiving's over, we're usually fed up with ham and turkey. Now, this year all we did was a ham. Most years we do a ham and a turkey, and then, like I say, something different for Christmas. Last year we did lasagna. We figured that went over very well. Everybody loved it, so we're going to do it again. I must be getting close.
Whiskey 27 traffic Cessna November, 773-025 miles southwest 1800. Ford inbound to land runway 14.
Okay, I'm thinking this is the same thing. It's wanting me to go to the right, but I gotta cut. It says I'm low fuel again. They're not giving me enough fuel. Where's the first one I'm supposed to go through? This is weird. I think it's this one over here. Well, it's okay. It's the highest one, so it would be that one right in front of me, right there. I'm guessing. And I got a caution. No, don't go down. Don't go down. Head over this way. We're supposed to get a ham. My dream is to buy a prime rib for... Oh, we did. One year we did a prime rib. I forgot about that. Yeah, one year we went to a Christmas party, and everybody was talking about, you know, we should do a prime rib. And I said, prime rib? That does sound kind of good. So Carol and I decided we were going to try a prime rib. Now, you guys are probably not going to like what we do. I don't like rare food. I like charbroiled. If I eat meat, it's got to be well done. Well, that's not a prime rib. Most people don't eat well done prime rib. Whenever we did have prime rib, I would ask for an end cut, because the end cuts are always more done than the center part. So I would always ask for an end cut if I had prime rib. And then I would ask them if they could do it a little bit more. And there's a way to do it. When we were in the Elks, we had prime rib every week. And if somebody came in and said they wanted it a little bit more well done, we kept the odd juice. So the odd juice, we'd put the odd juice up to almost boiling, and then we would well, actually pretty much boiling, and we would just drop a piece of prime rib in the odd juice and let it cook. Just a little bit. Didn't take much to brown it up. And that would brown it up, and people would be happy with it, you know, because not everybody likes bloody meat. I'm one, I don't. So it was kind of interesting us doing a prime rib, because we never done a prime rib. And of course, as soon as you said we're doing prime rib, everybody's going to tell you how to do it. And everybody does it different. So we did some kind of a salt thing. It turned out pretty good though, but we only did it the one time. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, shoot. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Now, how'd that happen? Oh, that's not right. How does that work? I'm gonna miss the other one if I don't go now. Oh, something's not right here. What? What is this? Man, I guess we'll get there eventually. I don't know. Nick said he's offline. We're lasagna. Lasagna make you smile, huh? We're having lasagna for Christmas. Carol makes a good lasagna. Everybody loves her lasagna. I can't remember where she got the recipe. It was off some kind of a cheese thing. I don't know. No, I know where it was. I think it's a Betty Crocker cookbook or something. All right, I gotta cut the power down a little bit. We're coming in a little bit hot. I don't want to come in hot, and I gotta drop down. There's
500.
Oh my God, it's right by, it's in between a river and a highway. Holy smokers, man. Or I dropped the flap. Oh man, it's not very wide, is it? Oh no, car, get, oh, is he gonna drive down the friggin', oh no, how'd I get off? I don't know how I got off track there. Stop and hold short, it says. Where's my marker though? How come my markers went away? Whoa, that's a dirty runway. All right, put the flaps up. Did I land backwards? Was I supposed to land the other way? I feel like a Hoover vacuum here, except for I'm blowing it instead of sucking it. Suck that! I can't move lawn with the plane. Sure you can. Man, this thing drives faster on the lawn than it does on the, whatever that is over there. Dirt, I guess. Is that a dirt track? Dirt runway? I didn't know Scottish people eat lasagna. I thought all you guys ate was haggis. You know, haggis is illegal in the United States. It's haggis. Haggis is listed as unfit for human consumption, and thus it's illegal in America. Now that is hilarious, considering all the things that we have in our food that's illegal in all other countries. There's 1,000 items that are illegal in other countries that is in our food. That's why Americans are overweight and sick, and our government does it to us on purpose.
I'm happy to see my bird back home. I missed it. Thanks, Captain.
Okay, let's see how I did. I did make a mistake when I took off. I had full power, and I didn't notice, and I didn't pull the power back early enough, and I noticed that my engine was overheating. So let's see what it's gonna do to me. What's it gonna do? What's that all about, Alfie? Maybe Klaus if I look the color. 98%. Oh, hey, they didn't ding us hardly at all, but that landing wasn't that. I've done better landings. I didn't think it was that rough a landing. I just came in crooked. Wow, look at all the experience I got. Sweet. What did I miss on radio communication? Well, I didn't get paid much. He's happy about it though. Look what he made. Look what he made. Look what he made, and that's all I got. And what did he do? Absolutely nothing. That's not right. Uh-oh. Wow, from 13 to 15 level. That's sweet. I like it. All right. That was a fun flight. I like the weather not being, all bright and sunny and stuff a doodle-doo. What are we waiting for here? New aircraft flyable for missions? Why is that a new one? That's the one I've been flying all along. Okay, private pilot license, commercial pilot license. Am I supposed to be working towards something? I don't get it. What am I supposed to be working towards? That's helicopter over here. I don't go to damn helicopter. Commercial pilot license. Oh, am I supposed to be asking for this stuff? Oh, if I take this one, that means I'm going to always be on a damn dirt track somewhere. Night currency, commercial pilot license, airplane allows you to carry passengers at night. I don't want to carry passengers at night. Multi-engine rating, high performance endorsement. What's that? Allows you to operate an airplane with an engine capable of producing over 200 horsepower. This endorsement enables pilots to fly heavier, faster, and more capable aircraft. I don't know. I might be am I supposed to be clicking on one of these and doing it? Because I've just been doing missions. I'm gonna click on this and see what happens. Climb and descent. Learn to manage your altitude without outside references. Turning, change directions solely relying on instruments. Speed control. VOR basics, RNAV basics, ILS touch, approach, IFR testing. Oh, it wants me to take the exam. I haven't had any training yet. Allows you to navigate when you cannot fly using visual references. You will no longer be grounded by cloudy, rainy, snowy, or poor visibility conditions. I'd recommend to train more to have a chance. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Alrighty, well, climb and descent then, I guess. I didn't know I was supposed to be clicking on those things. Now, let's see what happens here. Nice when you can fly a Boeing, Rudy. Oh, I've flown lots of Boeings in the other game, not this new one. Well, I have in this new one. I took a trip over the weekend. It takes a lot of study to fly those big planes, though, because you have to know what all the buttons and switches, and you have to figure out altitudes and weights and all kinds of junk-a-doodle-doo.
We're flying over the UK's Shetland Islands, just below a thick layer of clouds. Up until now, you've been able to look outside to judge the aircraft's attitude and location. What happens when you lose that outside view? That takes us into the world of instrument flight. When you can't use the horizon for reference due to clouds, darkness, or other hindrances to visibility, you'll need to rely on your airplane's instruments. When flying on instruments alone, you'll need to rely on your attitude indicator to see your pitch and roll information. Modern cockpits like this combine several instruments into one electronic display, called a primary flight display, or PFD. Stay on heading 270, set full power, and climb up to 4,500 feet.
Okay, set the full power.
Watch your heading. Maintain heading 270.
270.
We're climbing up into the cloud layer. Notice how you're starting to lose your outside view. Instead of looking out the canopy, focus your attention on the cockpit instruments. You can maintain wings level using the attitude indicator. Continue climbing to 4,500 feet. You needed to maintain heading 270.
I'm trying.
Watch your heading. Maintain heading 270. Using the vertical sped indicator and the altimeter, level off at 4,500 feet, while continuing to maintain a heading of 270. Now fly straight and level at 4,500 feet, getting used to not having an outside horizon for reference.
Easier said than done.
Okay, now keep us on this heading and take us down to 4,000 feet.
Okay.
Reduce power so that we can descend without gaining speed.
That's easier said than done.
Watch your speed. You need to work on your speed control. Great, increase power again for cruise and keep us at 4,000 feet. Wow, great job. That's how things look and feel making altitude changes on instruments alone.
Okay.
You'll find it gets easier with experience. Next we'll introduce turns.
Turns? No. No damn turns. No blue boxes. Yeah. That wasn't that easy. No UFOs. No UFOs. I'm the UFO. Unidentified flying object. Well, hey, in the 80s, I guess that's not too bad. Now, working on the turns. One of the problems I may be having is I haven't calibrated my my throttle. So, you know, the power, there's little what they call indents. So that when you're moving your throttle up, it'll click, and then you'll move it some more and it'll click, then move it more, it'll click. They're different levels of throttle. Like all the way is your toga, what they call toga, which is full power. Takeoff, toga, take off, go round. I think it's something like that. So if you're taking off or on a go round, you're at full power. Then the next one is cruise, I think. And anyway, I've not calibrated that, so that might be an issue, because he kept telling me to keep a certain speed, and I was having trouble keeping it. Anyway, so this one, climb and descent, it got an A on that. A rating. Woohoo! All right, so turning. Let's try that. See how it goes. Okay, you gonna talk for 5 minutes now?
Now that you've tried some climbs and descents, we'll introduce turning. Throughout this lesson, maintain your current altitude of 4,000 feet. Our heading is the direction our nose is pointing, measured in degrees. The main electronic display in front of you is the primary flight display, or PFD. At the bottom center of the PFD, we see the horizontal situation indicator, or the HSI. The HSI shows us the direction our nose is pointing, called our heading. Headings are measured in degrees, with east being 090, south 180, west 270, and north 360. Currently we're heading west. That's 270 degrees. When turning, we want to aim for a bank angle of around 20 degrees. Along the top of the attitude indicator are white lines. Each line represents 10 degrees. Normally we use about 20 degrees of bank, which is the second white line. Let's try it out. Make a turn to the left onto heading 180, using 20 degrees of bank. Keep turning until heading south, at which point, smoothly roll back to wings level. That's it, stop turning there and you'll be heading due south. Heading 180. Great, now try and maintain this heading for a short while.
How short? And at what altitude? He didn't tell me.
Now make a turn to the right, onto a heading of 350. You didn't maintain 4,000 feet while turning.
What? You didn't tell me.
Watch your altitude, maintain 4,000 feet. Now smoothly roll wings level onto a heading of 350. Now maintain heading 350 for a bit.
How much is a bit? He didn't tell me.
Well done. But there's room for improvement.
Okay, fine. It depends on the grade. If I got a good enough grade, I don't care about improvement. What's this improvement anyway? Anyone hungry for pea soup? I got a B. That's good enough for me. If he'd have told me 4,000 more than once, I need to be told more than once. Speed control. Careful. Coordination is needed to maintain height. Really? Well, let's find out. I'll find out how good my throttle is set.
We're cruising at 100 knots, maintaining our heading and altitude. Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments.
Right.
When slowing down, the wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. Remember to adjust the elevator trim so that you don't have to keep putting any pressure on the controls.
What's he want me down to? 70?
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
I'm trying.
Good, now set power to maintain 70 knots. Notice how the nose needs to be a little higher than before to make up for the loss of airspeed. Use the elevator trim to adjust pitch to the new sped and maintain 70 knots for a bit. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. Maintain 70 knots. You weren't accurate enough with your speed.
I'm trying.
Great, now increase power to get your speed back up to 100 knots.
How do you know this thing does 100 knots? I know how to do that. Just go down.
As we speed up, notice how you need to trim nose down to avoid climbing. That's it, now stabilize at 100 knots. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. Good, now we'll take flap settings into account. Flaps give a boost in lift, which you'll need to control in order to maintain our altitude. They also add drag, making us slow down more quickly, so be careful not to get too slow. Reduce power and slow us down to 60 knots. Good, now extend the flaps to 10 degrees. Now set flaps at 20 degrees. With the extra drag, start adding power so you don't drop below your target airspeed of 60 knots. Now stabilize at 60 knots and trim for level flight. Watch your speed. Keep us precisely at 60 knots. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
Well, that wasn't very easy because I didn't have, this plane don't have that much power. I had it full power and I couldn't get it back up. Well, let's see what kind of grade I got. If I get a good enough grade, I'm going with it. A C. I'm getting, well, I had an A and a B and a C. Does that average out to something? Is that B average? I was worried about that one because, like I said, the throttle isn't calibrated, so I'm going to have to do that. Well, I haven't done it because the games have been so buggy, and it's been hard to do all that adjustment stuff. You adjust it, and then the next day they do a patch, and now it's way off the other way. You got to adjust it back. So I've been kind of waiting for a stable game. VOR basics, RNAV basics, ILS approach, IFR. Well, now we're getting to the tricky stuff. Let's try this one. What time is it? My time's wonky on me because I had to start the stream twice. All right, what you want me to do?
Now that you have the basics of flying the aircraft on instruments, let's look at navigation. There is a worldwide network of radio beacons that pilots use to find their way when flying IFR. The most common beacon is the VOR. I've tuned the Sunberg VOR into your NAV radio, which we're going to fly toward. To get there, we'll use the course deviation indicator, CDI. That's the green arrow and bar on the HSI.
Okay.
I've set the CDI for a course of 170. That means we want to arrive at the VOR on a heading of 170. The CDI shows us if we are on our selected course. If the bar is to the left of center, we need to fly to the left to recapture our course. The bar is currently over to the right, so keep flying on this heading and wait for the CDI bar to start moving towards the middle. You were way off on altitude holding. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. Keep us on heading 240 for now.
Okay, the CDI is that green line that he's talking about. It's right here's the adjustment right here. But this green line here is supposed to be down in this arrow. And it won't get there till we get to it. So, yeah. And he wants me at 4,000, doesn't he? Whoa. I guess I can't get there from here.
Here it comes. Now make a left turn onto heading 170.
Well, you're way off because I haven't got there yet. Oh, here it comes. Okay. Whoa. I went too far. Now I gotta catch
Great.
it.
Now keep the CDI bar centered and it'll take us to the VOR.
But it wasn't
You
centered.
were way off on altitude holding.
It wasn't way off. Only a couple hundred feet. Yeah. Easier said than done. All right, I gotta get. It's way over to the left now. Darn it.
We're getting close to the VOR now.
Oh,
The
great.
CDI indications might become erratic or disappear when reaching a VOR, but this is normal. Keep flying straight ahead on heading 170 for a couple miles.
But I'm not at 170. Oh, it's going erratic like he said. It wasn't me. Oh, shoot. I'm way off. There we are. 170 and 4,000 feet. Okay, how much longer? My arm's
You were
going
way
to
off
sleep.
on altitude holding.
It wasn't way off. Oh, I
Try
guess
to
I am.
maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
I'm trying.
I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. I probably got a D on that one. Bleh. That was not good. All right. I sent Andy to drinking. I drove Andy to drink. Didn't have to drive very far. It's a short trip. Well, I got a C on it. All right, well, I got a couple things left, but it's kind of time to go. I don't know how much time I got left. It might be better now that supposedly they had a big patch out today, and I went through and had just a long laundry list of all the things that it fixed. So maybe they've stabilized it enough that I can go in there and calibrate all this stuff up, and it might be an easier time when I come back, especially now that I know kind of what they're expecting me. You know, stay 4,000 feet, do this, do that. I got that down now. So I think what I'm going to do is end it here and then see if I can calibrate this stuff and make it easier for myself. And then we'll come back and see if I can improve those scores. This is the one that was important to me because this is using all your instruments and stuff and landing the plane and, you know, autopilot and flight directors and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to get that one done. And then probably the next one will either be the high performance, the 2 engine, or more, I'm sorry, the more powerful engine, and maybe this tail dragger. And then we'll go from there. So anyway, yeah, I think that's back to headquarters. And I didn't get a D, 2 C's, a B, and an A. So that's probably passing. Probably not. Anyway, tomorrow is back to Farming Sim. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. Sorry about the buffering earlier. I guess it fixed it by restarting the stream. I didn't hear anybody saying they were buffering. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Ta-ta for now. Somebody's doing a Santa tree. I like the Santa tree. It's got a lot of motion in it. I like that one. Sweet. All right, everybody. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.